kidneys, and even lungs. Endometriosis can cause pain, inflammation, irregular periods, and sometimes infertility. While a shocking number of women have endometriosis, it is an incredibly lonely, isolating illness. It is only recently that social media trends such as the 2018 campaign #1in10 have emerged, and commercials on TV advertising new drugs and promoting awareness can be found. Although I've always preferred to remain private about my suffering, either physical or mental, I have found it therapeutic to write about my experience with endo. The very act of writing about my pain has helped me process it, come to terms with it, and eventually accept it as a part of me. Sharing my story has helped me feel less alone. Cases of endometriosis are as different as the women who suffer from it. There are many complications of the illness, ranging from degrees and types of pain to depression and loss of quality of life. One thing we all have in common is that we suffer from a disease without a proven cure. I believe that since each case is different, so too is each effective treatment and path to healing. It is my hope that in sharing my experience with endometriosis and holistic medicine, that people will find helpful solutions and take comfort in knowing that someone else understands what it feels like to suffer from a chronic disease. And perhaps this book will set some on a curative path, or at least let it be something solid to push either for or against. 1. The beginning. Every story has a beginning. This one has several. It could start with the first time I experienced pain and bleeding with intercourse. I was 22, finishing college in Boston, and a casual encounter left me curled in post-coital agony. It could start a few years later, when I began waking up in the middle of the night in severe left-side pelvic and abdominal pain. I'd be up for an hour, sometimes more, desperately hugging a heating pad to my abdomen as I scrolled through Facebook looking for a distraction. It could also start in 2016 with a surgical procedure that yielded a diagnosis at 30 years old. I had endometriosis. But perhaps the most appropriate beginning for this story is at 13 years old. After swimming in a friend's pool on a warm summer day, I found blood in my bathing suit. A first period. Prepubescent little girl features morphed into those of a young woman. Hips suddenly widened. Curves appeared where before there was only scrawny, petite nothingness. A flat chest grew small, round breasts like white chrysanthemums sprouting from the earth. Fine dark hair appeared in places that were previously smooth and doll-like. I began shaving my underarms and legs. Shirts and pants that used to hang loose on my small body filled out in flattering ways. And then the final stroke of womanhood, menstruation. Severe cramps and bloating came each month, unaffected by the Midol that my mother recommended. Mom instructed me to keep track of my cycle by writing the start and end dates of each period on the calendar. However, I quickly realized that my body rejected consistency. I complained to her and to my doctor about the discomfort and irregularity, and they responded that this was just a part of being a woman. The pain I endured each month was supposedly normal. In fact, through each of these first events, it was often dismissed. And for 17 years, I believed this lie. A woman in pain is normal. In addition to the monthly discomfort, I was also very moody. Constantly irritable and desperately sad for no reason. I was a hormonal mess. As a product of a small parochial school, I learned about menstruation from a pamphlet and a one-day, hour-long lesson that was reserved for the girls in the class. I found this booklet when I was sorting through old things during a move a few years ago. I perused the pages, written in diary form by a fictional girl named Kate. It covered the biology behind menstruation and included a list of the terms and definitions for female body parts and functions. The fictitious Kate speculated about when she might finally get her period.